Broadford right on the attack here, but brilliant interception by David Denan. Good ball from Shannonside. And Hannigan now going up to take this throw-in for Broadford, John.
Just as you said about JJ being his predecessor, he actually wasn't. It was poor Nigel Buckrest in PS, and he was an able goalkeeper as well.
Exactly, John. I suppose I just said it the other night, John, that from the last time we were here, I suppose at the last time in the Desmond Cup final, you have a lot of sad, Niall Fitzpatrick, of course, the assistant manager on the night, the two Bucks, Nigel and Gary, Mike Sheedy, Dennis Law Noonan and Sonny Lynch. A lot of people, John, gone, isn't there?
Well, that's life, I suppose, and we're all getting near at the Undertaker every day also.
It's true, with 5 or 6 great people there that gave great service to Broadford United down through the years, and I hope that I'm going to say a prayer for us tonight and let us bring back the Desmond Cup trophy. Micheál Reedy now will take this free for Broadford. He look inside for Gary Egan. Up goes Mulvihill and Mike Behan is back there as well for thing, and they're on the attack over the far side of the field. Shannonside breaking out of defence fairly fast. Snow has gone over the right hand side of the field. Great ball but intercepted there by Micheál Brosnan for Broadford United. Micheál Reedy back in the right back position. We'll look up the right line for Ray Lynch. Great ball from up towards Ray Lynch. Ray Lynch going through, and he's stopped into this. It looks like it could be a penalty. There's calls for a penalty there from my co-commentator John Neenan and the crowd behind me, but the referee giving nothing. So that was 2 penalty shots for Broadford and none given. The first one looked harsh enough. That one, Paddy Manning deemed that Ray Lynch tripped over himself and deemed it was not a penalty. So 25 minutes gone, still 0-0. Very cagey start by both teams. No clear-cut opportunities, half chances, one half chance for Shannonside and Broadford United. Little yet, but McAuliffe, I'm watching McAuliffe there, and he want to be very careful because he's giving Snow a nudge, but he's getting away with it at the moment. So if he's getting away with it, we'll say nothing and play cool. Ray Lynch for Broadford, a great ball from Ray Lynch over there out towards Barry Lynch. I haven't seen much of Barry now in the match. Gary Egan for Broadford United. Good play from Gary. Control. Great play from Gary. Pulls it back there now towards Shannonside, and it's ball was a bit too slow. Shannonside was a bit too slow, and it's all broken down, and it's going to be a free kick to Shannonside. Haven't seen much of Barry Lynch over that side of the field, John, so far.
Yeah, but that was a nice move from Barry, and maybe he's not getting that whole lot of the ball, but very pleased at the moment the way Broadford are playing.
Well, that's good enough, John. 0-0. Kavanagh with the kick out. And up goes Micheál Reedy for Broadford United. And a throw to Broadford United, taken by Micheál Reedy. Ray Lynch now moving from midfield into the centre forward position. Probably look for this ball. Ray makes it, but just doesn't get it. And O'Donnell has it. And the offside. Kieran Kavanagh there for Shannonside, just drifting into an offside position. So both defences are well on top, keeping the respective lines fairly tight and pushing up as fast as they can. Reedy with a ball now up towards Barry Lynch. Headed out there by Davy Delan. It's going to be a throw-in. So a lot of throw-ins at the moment. Left down towards Micheál Reedy. Shannonside for Broadford United. Good play there. Joe McAuliffe. And Kieran Kavanagh is going to try and keep this in, but it's going to be a throw to Shannonside. And John, at the moment, McAuliffe is doing a good job on Snow Behan, but I'm just watching him there every time the ball comes down. He's giving him a small little nudge off the ball. I hope the referee doesn't cop it.
Well, I suppose everything is fair love and war.
Exactly. But yes, he's marshalled Snow very well at the moment. I think they have a point to prove now tonight himself and Mikey, just to keep Snow at bay. And so John, it's very, very, very even. I suppose one half cut chance for Broadford, and both teams are playing it very cagey at the moment.
Very cagey, and I wouldn't be one bit surprised if we had a draw here tonight.
Well, if history repeats itself, John, it'll look good for Broadford because we've always won the replays, as far as I know, in Desmond Cup finals. Garrow Graney with this kick out for Broadford. Micheál Reedy and Hannigan pulling out to the wings. This ball out towards this side of the field now, out towards Micheál Brosnan. The ball just goes over Micheál's head. And it's going to be Leo O'Donnell with the throw-in. Up the line now towards Daniel Poe, well headed on by Daniel Poe, but Behan is there with Joe McAuliffe, and well played by Gary Egan. O'Donnell up again. Up over the head of Hannigan. The ball now could break now here towards Daniel Poe. Good play off from Hannigan. He shouldered the ball well, shielded the ball well, and a good play towards Gary Egan. Gary up towards Ray Lynch. Great ball from Ray Lynch. Back over there now towards Micheál Brosnan. Micheál Brosnan at the side of the field. Great play from Micheál Brosnan. Best skill we've seen so far. Micheál Brosnan still going through. Going towards the byline, and it's gone out for, it looks like a first corner kick of the game to Broadford United. Off of Anthony Mulvihill, and a good play there from Hannigan.
A great movement there from all the way from the back between 3 or 4 different lads, and a great bit of football.
Indeed it was. A corner kick now to be taken by Micheál Reedy. Don't see any of the centre halves going up for this, so the tactics are that McAuliffe and Clancy are going to stay back and mind the house with Snow Behan. So there's a bit of height in there now with Gary Egan, I suppose, will be the main threat in the air, but Ray Lynch is a fantastic leap, and if the right ball here from Micheál, we could see the first goal in Clownrees tonight. Great ball from Micheál Reedy in, headed in, and it's just gone wide, and it looks like Micheál Brosnan, it looks like they got the final head to that, and a good chance for Broadford United. And a good ball from Micheál Reedy, who's going back now into the right back position. So coming up to just 26 minutes gone in the first half, still Broadford United 0, Shannonside 0. So still waiting for the breakthrough. A lot of the ball being played around the middle of the field. So Kavanagh, so maybe just a goal might liven up the game. So Broadford just on top. Marty Foley up there now towards young Shannonside. He's going to be just be tackled. Shannonside still going through. He's got great skill as young Shannonside still going through. Fantastic play from Shannonside. A shot but brilliantly blocked down there by Mulvihill for Shannonside, and Shannonside break away with Daniel Poe, but Marty Foley is there for Broadford United. Great ball up down out towards Behan, but McAuliffe is there. Great defensive play from McAuliffe, and it shoulders off Snow Behan, and that's Mikey Clancy's there to help out Joe McAuliffe. Great play from Joe McAuliffe. Kept Behan out and shouldered him out very well. Shielded the ball very well. It's a great play there up there now towards Shannonside again, who's seen a lot of ball. Up there now towards Ray Lynch. Great play from Ray Lynch. Back in now towards Shannonside again, but David Delan is there for Shannonside, and Daniel Power could make this. Oh, and that looks a very, very high tackle from Micheál Reedy. Micheál could be in serious trouble here. And John, that was a very cynical tackle by Micheál Reedy.
Well, it was a 50-50 ball, and the referee didn't see fit, I don't think, to put his hand, to go to his pocket for the yellow card.
Just what I saw. No, he came. I know it was 50-50, but the leg was very high from Micheál. So that's Daniel Power have to get in two very serious blows there from Micheál Reedy and young Brosnan. But John, a great play there from young Shannonside. He's got great feet for a young fella.
Oh, a great prospect, and unfortunately, Shaka, he's out of work at the moment, and I just hope that we won't lose him.
So it's the plight of the country, John, isn't it? I suppose all these good young fellas that have great talent and have to leave. But we'll see if he can help us bring back the Desmond Cup to Broadford tonight.
There is no doubt that the Broadford team has toughened up a lot since last Sunday night, and Daniel Power have taken a couple of heavy knocks now.
He has. Maybe the Broadford saw that he probably was the playmaker the last day, but I don't think they deliberately go to injure anyone there. Micheál Reedy and Micheál Brosnan are not like that. So Daniel, just like Ray Lynch had to do, has to go off the field now for this free kick. To be taken by Davy Delan, who's taken quite a lot of free kicks in this first half. So Davy Delan, it's a big high ball in there towards Snow again. But McAuliffe is there, and Snow will go again. The shot here, brilliant interception there by Gary Egan. Just as it looked like Kavanagh was just about to pull the trigger and the ball in. That was an interception, Johnny. That could have been a goal.
That wasn't going to be a goal only for Gary Egan. Gary's definitely saved a certain goal. Those frees coming in are very dangerous in there to the box, because Snow and a few more there using their height to good effect.
Yeah, John McAuliffe, Scott did win the ball, but Snow won the second ball, and that they always said the second ball is the one to win. And Brian Hennigan just didn't make the clearance. So Gary Egan again, experienced head, right place at the right time. 30 minutes gone. Ray Lynch for Broadford, but back there now towards Hannigan. The ball in over the top, but Mikey Clancy's a great player from Clancy. But towards Hannigan, and a bit of a mix up there. There's no communication. It's Snow is there to pick up the pieces, but great place up towards Shaka. The ball just didn't fall for him on that occasion. O'Donnell for up there now towards Brian Hannigan, and Brian winning the battle there with Snow Behan, who spent a lot of time, I suppose, in the Limerick League with regional. A great player. Kavanagh, but back there now is Michal Brosnan. With down towards Shaka. Back there now towards Hannigan. Foley to Lynch. Lynch looking to spread outside in the far side of the field. Up there now towards Shaka, but O'Donnell is there for Shannonside, and a wasteful ball from Anthony O'Donnell into the hands of Garrow Graney. And Garrow had plenty of time now to see can he pick out. And just at the moment, Ray Lynch has gone from centre midfield up to centre forward just to see can they make a breakthrough. And they said therefore mentioned man is on the ball. O'Donnell with the ball out over the sideline, line ball to Broadford. And John Ray is just pushed up a small bit now to support Shaka.
Just a little bit. Brian Hannigan there in the back is a revelation today in comparison with last Sunday night.
Well, John, I'll take your word for it. I didn't see the match last Sunday night. Other things were on, so he's got a yellow card fairly early. So let's hope that he can just keep the feet cool. And the ball was just a bit too overhit, and Gary Egan heads it out of play. And Leo O'Donnell is going to take this throw in for Shannonside United. So maybe this cup final just needs a goal. Hannigan is up with Behan, but Behan wins it. But then out towards Kavanagh. Kavanagh with a great ball there now. But Joe McAuliffe is sweeping back there for Broadford United. But back there now towards Anthony Mulvihill. Mulvihill over the far side of the field. Towards Davy Delan, and Barry Lynch has it for Broadford, back towards Gary Egan. Gary Egan, good intelligent ball from Egan. There down towards Shaka. Shaka up the line again towards Barry Lynch. Good play from Barry Lynch. But David Delan is there, great stuff from Barry Lynch, but Barry Lynch seemed to have fouled David Delan, and it's going to be a free to Shannonside. Probably about 13 minutes to go to half time. Not much to shout about in Clownrisk at the moment, but we might be shouting before the half is over. So Kavanagh has been in goals for Shannonside. If I can remember, I think he was in goals in 2003 as well. Might be up to correction. But John, the main threat for Shannonside tonight is Behan, and Clancy and McAuliffe have marshalled him well so far.
That's no doubt about that, and I suppose the five in the middle of the field as well has closed down a lot of the opportunities that Shannonside had the last night.
Yeah, good tactics from Christy Purcell and Ray Lynch and Darren and Jim. Probably saw that and worked it in training. Great play from Ray Lynch and a great block down, and always gives 120% for the cause of Broadford United. So Davy Delan now with the throw over the far side of the field. Delan up there now towards being closely attended to by Joe McAuliffe. Good play from McAuliffe up to Shaka now. He's got about 5 yards in front of Mulvihill and David Delan. Good play then again. Gary Egan runs on. Of course, Gary Egan unlucky to miss out in the 2003 Desmond Cup final due to injury. But hopefully to make up for tonight, and no better captain to captain this fantastic side than Gary Egan. So let's hope that Gary can be lifting that trophy in another 60 odd minutes. We're already getting ready to take this free kick for Broadford United. This time, for the first time, I think I've seen McAuliffe go for this free kick. A good ball from Radium up because McAuliffe is up there, but hand in the back. And John, you can just see a small bit of confidence creeping into the Broadford United team, because that's the first time that anyone in the centre halves have gone up for a set piece.
Yeah, just a little bit now, I suppose, but as I say, I'll be settling for the draw tonight and to get back, and hopefully we might be able to use our own jerseys the next night. You know, those jerseys sponsored by Nina and Spar.
Well, I must say, John, fair play to you. Did you have the choice of picking the colours?
No, I didn't have the choice of picking the colours, but I got caught for the cost of another set of jerseys.
Well, let's hope now, John, when they bring back the cup, that you'll make it back tonight somehow. And of course, John Neenan, a fantastic sponsor to Broadford United, and not just Broadford United, but all clubs, GA clubs, and everything, and never shirked his responsibilities to put his hand in his pocket. So ball's gone out over the in line, and it's going to be a kick out to Garrow Granny and Broadford United. So Garrow Granny and Kavanagh, both goalkeepers have had very little to do in this first half. No saves, but yes, Garrow made two good clearances with fist there from a high ball in, and but still waiting for the first clear-cut chance. Up goes Lynch and up goes O'Donnell. Great play from Ray Lynch up there now towards young Shannonside. Great play from Shannonside. He's got fantastic feet, fantastic play from Shannonside. He's going through. Outside is Micheál Brosnan. Micheál Brosnan with a ball. Good ball across now towards Ray Lynch. Ray's outside, saw to his Barry Lynch. Great ball out towards now Barry Lynch. Back down towards Micheál Reedy. Matty Foley in the centre midfield looking for the ball. Great ball in there now towards Gary Egan. Gary Egan can turn and shoot. Great ball into Ray Lynch. This could be the first goal. Ray shot in. Yeah! Oh! It's missed by... It looks like Shaka has missed that. Fantastic play from Broadford United. Great play from Micheál Reedy up there towards Barry Lynch. Barry Lynch to his cousin Ray. How did that stay out, John?
I don't know. Did Shaka stop the ball going into the net?
I don't know, John. We're not Sky Sports. We don't have the goal. We don't have the second camera. But to me, that was the opportunity that could have put Broadford into the lead. But encouraging times for Broadford United. Just coming up to half time. Great chance for Broadford. Great play from the two Lynches. Micheál Reedy was there. And it started with Shannonside here at this near side, out towards Brosnan, and Broadford really should be 1-0 up. Kavanagh with this kick out and good ball from up goes Kavanagh, but Ray Lynch back around midfield again, and Shannonside goes up. The referee deemed that Anthony Mulvihill was fouled there, and is going to give a free kick. 9 minutes to go to half time. And Leo O'Donnell again, as like he's left back in David Denan. I've seen a lot of ball. Well intercepted back there by Micheál Brosnan, who's having a good game for Broadford United at the moment. And an offside decision there from Donny O'Gorman. And Micheál Reedy will take this free kick now for Broadford United. Coming up to half time now, my commentator John Neenan just informed me about 8 minutes to go. More encouraging stuff from Broadford in the last 10-15 minutes, but after a 4-0 drubbing you can't expect much more. So Anthony Mulvihill for Shannonside, heading the ball out, and it's going to be Brian Hannigan with this throw-in for Broadford United. He looked for Micheál Brosnan and young Shannonside. Great touch from Shannonside again, and a fantastic feed. In there out towards Ray, great ball in towards Ray Lynch. The flick from Ray Lynch just didn't go, and Kieran Trinder for Shannonside getting the ball out now over towards the far side of the field where Owen O'Connor has it for Shannonside, being closely attended to by Barry Lynch. Barry Lynch doing a good defensive job there for Broadford United, and the ball has gone out off O'Donnell or off Owen O'Connor, and the throw-in is taken quickly to Ray Lynch. Ray Lynch back to Foley for Broadford United, and it's going to be a throw-in far side of the field to be taken by Micheál Reedy and Broadford United. Look up there now towards Shaka. He's at this side, he's at that side, he's in the centre, he's playing everywhere. Barry Lynch has it now is it for Broadford United? Is it Micheál Brosnan, I think, over there? I think it was Micheál Brosnan up there now towards Snow and Joe McAuliffe. Great play from Joe McAuliffe. Snow's been kept very, very quiet so far in this first half in this Desmond League Cup final here in Clownreask. So it's going to be a throw-in to Shannonside to be taken by David Delan, and Kavanagh's gone to ground, but to get up says the referee. Good defensive header there from Hennigan, back towards Gary Egan, back towards Mikey Clancy, the ever reliable Mikey Clancy. Good ball from Clancy, fantastic ball up there now towards Ray Lynch, but back there for Shannonside is a centre half, Kieran Trinder, and good defensive play from Ray Lynch, and Ray and Trinder getting to know themselves. Can Broadford United get the opening goal here in Clownreask this evening? They've had one great opportunity, one half opportunity, none taken, so let's hope that they can take chances. Mikey Clancy has plenty of time. Mikey Clancy for Broadford up there towards Micheál Reedy. Micheál quickly attended to there by Mulvihill, and it's going to be a throw-in to Broadford United. Still a very small attendance for a Desmond Cup final, John. I suppose not too many here.
Yeah, rather disappointing. I thought the crowd would have been bigger.
Great chance here now for Elinch, but good play there from the centre half. Trinder for Shannonside up towards Joe McAuliffe. Well held up by Snow Behan, but the ball has been. And Gary Egan is going over to the referee, Paddy Manning, and it looks like Gary Egan is going into the referee book. John, that's 3 bookings for Broadford, and it's a bit worrying, at the moment. They're picking up bookings.
Yeah, rather worrying. I remember the day we played O'Devany in Dublin. There was 7 yellow cards for O'Devany, and there was none for Broadford United. And as I say, probably they've learned a bit of a lesson from last week, and they have toughened up this game a little bit.
Yes, I suppose you have to toughen it up after the drubbing they got last Sunday night. But you have to give credit to the management team at the moment. They have their homework well done on Shannonside, and they've kept them absolutely at bay with no goal scoring opportunities. And it looks like John McAuliffe is a bit injured there, John.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm just looking away there near the clubhouse where the Gardaí are, and it's a sign of the times that they have to come around here now to mind our cars only in game time.
Yeah, I heard, John, there was a few break-ins at the last match, so yeah, it's just the time you're living in. This evening in GA matches, I see the Wicklow Holland team got robbed as well when they were playing a Holland match. All their belongings were taken in the dressing room, so people playing for their club and their counties, shouldn't be having that kind of a worry. But John, you have to give credit to Ray Lynch and Christy Purcell and Jim and Dan. From the drubbing the last night, they really have their homework done.
Well, they have indeed, but of course one bad game doesn't make the team a bad team. And this team has done extremely well all the year. I have got more enjoyment out of this team this year than any other year in the history of Broadford soccer, because they gave us many days out in the FAI and the Munster Junior Cup, and I consider that they were really unfortunate that maybe we could have won the Munster Junior Cup.
That's a fair statement, John, in fairness, coming from you, because you're the founder member of Broadford United and you've seen every Broadford team, I suppose, since the 70s. So that's a great credit to this team. So there's a dangerous ball in back there is Mikey Clancy. Hasn't put a foot wrong for Broadford United tonight, but the ball break now towards Leo O'Donnell. Got plenty of time, a good ball in. Leo O'Donnell, this is a dangerous ball. Now up goes Garrow Graney. That's a fantastic catch, John. Garrow Graney, John. That's brilliant stuff from Graney.
Brilliant stuff there, and that was very dangerous because McAuliffe is off at the moment, and he's just coming back on now, and I was a bit worried that Snow might get under it.
Exactly, especially after McAuliffe doing so well and Snow for the whole match. So Hannigan now for Broadford United. Tempo just rising a small bit coming up to half time. Good play, great play from Foley and young Brosnan. But O'Donnell is there and ball up there now towards Snow, but closely marshalled there again by John McAuliffe, and McAuliffe clearing his lines in a throw in to Shannonside, coming up now about 3 minutes to half time. Still Broadford United 0, Shannonside 0. O'Donnell looking for the run of Daniel Power, and John, you have to say that I suppose since Daniel Power got the 2 knocks, he's been non-existent in the game so far.
Absolutely non-existent, and he's been well marshalled there, not having the same dictate on the game at all tonight.
Well, you have to give credit that to Gary Egan, because Gary Egan is doing a man-marking job in him, and plus Gary is getting forward to helping out Shaka and Ray Lynch. I'm sure Gary would be a proud man to lift the Desmond Cup. Would I be right in saying, John, that Dan Egan was the captain when you won it?
Joe Shea was captain in '89. Oh, sorry, Dan was captain in '89. That's right.
So
and broke his leg in the final.
That's right. So he'll be hoping to follow in the footsteps of his father, Dan, one of the nicest gentlemen you'd ever wish to meet, and always keeps a keen interest in Broadford United.
Who was the captain in 2003, Mike?
Oh, what, the one and only, John. Couldn't forget him, Dennis Collard. Huh? So, John, I'd have to ask you a question.
I presume Denny will be here for the second half. He probably had to milk the cows for the first half.
I suppose, John, I'd have to ask you the question. Is this team better than the 2003 team?
Overall, during the season, I would think so, yes.
Great play when we get back to this now. Micheál Reedy's there for Broadford United and is upended, but a great shot here from Micheál Brosnan. Great play from Brosnan. Reedy's still there. Good ball back towards Micheál Reedy and cleared out there by Leo O'Donnell. I've seen him about 3 or 4 times this year, John. I'd have to agree with you. I think they're a very well balanced team.
Unfortunately, Butler is missing tonight, and I can tell you this much: Butler is some player.
Yeah, I've seen him in Broadford a few times, John, this year, and he was absolutely outstanding. So just coming up now to half time, and Micheál Brosnan Great ball over there now, but intercepted there by Shannonside. And Alan Moroney being, that'll tell you where he has to come for the ball. He's back around the centre half position. Barry Lynch now has seen a lot of ball in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but a poor ball from Barry Lynch, easily intercepted by David Denan, but given straight back now towards Gary Egan. In and out towards Shaka. Shaka's getting around him, but 50-50 says the referee, Paddy Manning, and I couldn't see anything illegal there. But a good shot in here. It's a shot, and it's just gone to the right of the post and right. A shot driven in by Raymond Lynch, and it could have been. Is it Micheál Brosnan that was running into it, or was it Barry Lynch, John? I think it was Micheál Brosnan running in there, and a great chance.
Micheál Brosnan.
Yeah. So 2 good goal scoring opportunities for Broadford United in the last 10 or 15 minutes. And John, I suppose overall in the balance of play, Broadford do deserve to be ahead.
Well, they're definitely, in the last 20 minutes, they're shedding it by a good bit. And very unfortunate they haven't the goal scored.
Exactly. After an every stat like Broadford United have really come into this game, and it's I think the referee Paddy Manning could be calling for the ball, and a nice bottle of water wouldn't go astray, as Paddy Manning says yes, there's still injury time to be played up. Gus Lynch, great stuff from Ray Lynch, and the player manager showing this the determination that is needed to win this Desmond Cup here in Clownrees this evening. O'Donnell with the throwing up there down towards Snow Behan. Snow has it, and Snow is pushed in the back, and John, I said it all along, John, he had to be caught eventually.
Yeah, those frees now are very dangerous, because that's what Snow likes, is a high ball, and if he can get his head it all, it can be very dangerous.
Exactly. So McAuliffe so far in the 44.5 minutes has kept Snow very quiet, and I see now that Anthony O'Donnell was going up for Shannonside as well. It's a fantastic ball and driven in just to the right height, right pace. On O'Connor for Shannonside, but well cleared by Micheál Brosnan, and that averts the danger for Broadford United, and that could just bring proceedings to a close here in the first half in Clownrees. The match handled by Paddy Manning, and excellently so, along with his 2 assistants.